Starting in the last half of the 20th century, Americans have become ever more cynical and apathetic in their attitude toward election politics. 50% of us, fully one half of Americans, don't vote. And to make things worse, those that do vote continue to blindly re-elect Congress at a 95% re-election rate, regardless of the corruption, the bad fiscal policies, and awful laws which are enacted. All is not lost, however. It is possible to use this huge army of disgruntled non-voters to rejuvenate our Congress and our country. All we have to do is convince them of a winning issue they would very much want to vote on. There are at least three aspects to the situation which we, the people, can and should exploit. First, we, the people, still have the vote. Let's use it. Second, 50% of us are turned off and don't vote, which amounts to a powerful constituency. And third, this non-voting 50%, all by themselves, acting together, could throw all the bums out. In any given congressional election, if all the usual non-voters voted, and only for challengers, the challengers would sweep the field. A very powerful motivator to those points is that a great many of these people who don't vote are people who hate professional politicians and the system. And if and when they did vote, would vote almost unanimously for such things as term limits, balanced budgets, no earmarks, etc., etc. Therefore, we must wake up that sleeping giant called non-voters and get them to realize that they and they alone have the power to make an earth-shaking difference in American political history. Simply voting a solid, never re-elect ticket, regardless of party, they could cause a revolution rivaling 1776. An interesting and attractive feature of this strategy is that it makes no difference which party, which issue, or which candidate these returning non-voters voted for, so long as they actually voted, and only for challengers, not for any incumbent. In effect, they would be creating a voter-imposed term limit on a one-term Congress. If enough of these 50% non-voters got this message and decided to vote, even if regular voters didn't change their bad re-election habits, there would be a flood of rejected long-termers out of the Congress. America would be changed immediately and forever. Never again would professional politicians ignore voters in favor of re-election by the special interests. And we might finally get some constitutional amendment proposals such as term limits and balanced budgets. In fact, that might spell the beginning of the end of the career politician in Congress. However, the missing ingredient of such a strategy, of course, is the advertising money that would be required to reach and arouse those non-voters. Since most non-voters probably don't even listen to the mainstream media, it will take special efforts to even get in touch with them. If any of you who see or hear this message know of any deep-pocketed individuals or organizations who might be interested in trying this particular tactic of rousing that huge group of non-voters to come out at least once or twice to show that it will work to throw the bums out, please bring this idea to their attention. I'm Nelson Lee Walker of TenureCorrupts.com.